Oh boy, we got a lot going on this morning,
yeah.
and it includes an exclusive interview ahead of fashion's biggest night, tonight's Met Gala. The lavish fundraiser at New York's Metropolitan Museum of Art attracts a who's who of celebrities and newsmakers. And only on CBS Mornings, Gayle King sat down with fashion legend Anna Wintour, who co-chairs the gala. And we got a sneak peek of this year's exhibition featuring designs by the late Karl Lagerfeld. Gayle joins us now from LA. Gayle, good morning.
I am so excited to be here. That's why I'm so excited about this piece, and that's why I wanted to be here. But before I get started, guys, am I sitting up straight? Because Shauna just said, I was watching you guys like this. Shauna goes, Gayle, sit up. Okay, am I sitting up straight? Am I, Shauna, am I sitting up straight?
You look good.
You look piping.
You're good to go, Gayle. You are good to go.
You're ready to roll.
You look like $1 million.
Okay, I will proceed. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Anna Wintour has been hosting this gala for nearly 3 decades now, and who does not remember some of the iconic looks, like Katy Perry with the chandelier dress, Iman glowing in gold, I love that one, and Zendaya as Cinderella. But Anna Wintour says this night really is all about raising money for this, the Met Museum's Costume Institute. Look at this. Its annual exhibition is curated by Andrew Bolton. So we met up with the fashionable pair for a preview that you'll see here first. Anna Wintour has been editor-in-chief of Vogue since 1988. But she says taking on the Met Gala 7 years later was no walk down the runway.
It was a society event. People weren't very excited about going to it, and so to take it over and try and make a night of it was quite intimidating.
Yeah.
And I remember being very happy that we raised about $250,000, which I thought was a great step forward.
That's a pretty good loot for 1995. Yes. Now they raise millions every year. Wintour says that's the goal of the gala.
The Met Gala has always had one mission, and that is to raise money for the important work that Andrew's department does at the Costume Institute.
This is Andrew Bolton, curator in charge of the Met Museum's Costume Institute and its annual exhibition. This year's theme, Karl Lagerfeld, a line of beauty, showcasing the late designer's fingerprint on fashion.
This year is a celebration of Karl's legacy, his work, and he was in the business for 65 years. So we focused on his creativity. Karl was an amazing sketcher. Everything he ever designed over the years, he sketched. It began as a drawing.
Something Bolton says he wanted to put on full display.
This was a desk that Karl actually sketched at every morning.
That's his original desk?
His original desk that was at the Quai
Came from
Voltaire.
Paris, yes.
Wow. During our preview, we got a glimpse of the before. Then days later, we returned for the after. The designer's desk, staged as it appeared in his last official photograph for Vogue back in 2018.
And it's an extraordinary picture because he literally looks like he's sort of disappearing under all these papers and books.
Did you do the collection in chronological order?
No, it's thematic. This is the only time you actually focus on the different design houses that Karl worked in. So we have Chloe, we have Chanel, we have Fendi, we have Karl Lagerfeld.
All in this room?
All in this room.
When I walk in this room, my eye goes to that. Talk about the work and the art. Wow.
So every room has what we're calling an explosion, an explosive moment.
Say that again. Every room
has a sort of explosion. It's a sort of moment of convergence between the two lines.
Yes.
So this one, you have the feminine line with the actual 1950s inspired feathered dress, and then you have a 1930s inspired tuxedo. So it's a masculine and the feminine sort of combined into one.
I'm choosing this as a moment of explosion. Andrew, I love this. What is this?
So this is a wedding dress that Karl designed.
Don't you love this, Anna?
I do. I love this. I love this particular gallery. I think it's so romantic.
When this one was made, Gayle, this particular one, it was actually the most expensive couture garment ever created.
And when you say the most expensive, what does that mean in terms of price? Do you even know?
It was over 100,000, I think.
This
when
outfit?
It was, yeah, in 1996, which was a lot. It's a lot now.
That's still a lot for an outfit.
There's some beautiful dresses in here.
Yes.
That one in the middle there on the top, that's from his first collection, 83, is that right, for Chanel?
I could see you wearing that, Anna.
You
You have?
I actually just wore it to the state dinner in Washington for President Macron.
I have.
And you were absolutely right.
Anna, you were the only one that could say that. Did you hear that? Anna, I could see you wearing that. I have.
Yes.
At the state dinner for Macron. And see, I love this straight back.
The craftsmanship's extraordinary.
I can't
The
imagine
workmanship.
what your brain has been doing because you have
How
to.
many
Yeah.
pieces did you go through, Andrew,
Yes.
to make this choice?
I think about over 10,000
Over 10,000 pieces?
pieces, and there's about
narrowed it
200.
down to 200.
200, yeah, it's about 200 in the show.
I mean, you just have decision after decision after decision, don't you?
It's
In all of it.
Anna's great though. She'll come to my storyboard and she'll say edit, because it starts huge, and just to get, I think having it thematically helps.
Now, when I walked in this room, my eye went straight to her.
It's amazing. It's like
I
porcelain.
love her.
Yes, I love that
She
dress.
doesn't warrant explosion status. As the crew added final touches, we got a true sneak peek of perhaps Lagerfeld's most well-known look, his own. Andrew, I look at the work that you've done to pull this off, and I saw something with you when you were 17 and they asked you what was your dream job.
Oh, yeah.
Aren't you kind of living what was your dream job at 17?
It was this, it's to work here, and it was through
To work here and do what?
to be a curator.
I know,
I was really
look.
inspired by Harold Coder and Richard Martin, who was here at the time.
Andrew, look how
So-
dreams come true. You know what my dream was at 17? To be asked to the prom. I mean, and you're talking about dreaming big.
I didn't have much of a social life.
Karl once said that he does not see fashion as art. He once even said that he finds it boring when people say that. But when I walk through that exhibit today, I don't know how it's anything but art, Andrew.
Yeah, I mean, Karl never liked to be called an artist. He always said I was a dressmaker, and
Working class.
Working class.
Working
He always
class.
said I'm working class because he worked so hard.
What was amazing about Karl, he knew so much about history, but he was always focused on the future. So I think that's probably a little bit to do with, his contradictions. He was an historian, but is also intensely modern and looking forward.
And some would say the choice to honor Karl Lagerfeld is a bit of a surprising choice. Critics have said we should not be celebrating someone who made fatphobic, racist, sexist comments throughout his career.
Well, obviously, Karl was a complicated man, and I think Andrew's decision really to focus on the work and it's not a biography, there are documentaries and books that cover all sides of Karl's life. We're really focusing on his work.
When you hear some of the things he said, at one point he talked about Adele's weight. He said, no one wants to see a curvy woman. He said, of the Me Too movement, I'm fed up with it in 2018. When you hear comments like that, and there's a long list of them, what do you all think? How do you reconcile that with what we're going to see?
Karl was provocative, and he was full of paradoxes, and I think sometimes he would say things, Gayle, to shock, and not necessarily things that he believed in. And obviously, there are things that he has said that Andrew and I do not agree with. But I think when we go back and we look at the work that he has created over so many years, I think that deserves celebration. It deserves acknowledgement. I think there will be extraordinary interest in this exhibition.
They say, Anna, it's called the Met Ball, but it's been referred to as Anna's party. Do you see it that way?
No, it's the Met's party, and in the end, we're trying to raise the funds and we're trying to bring people into the museum. And we hope they have a good time too.
I know everybody that comes has a great time, but everybody, Anna, always goes on and on about the guest list. What goes into your thinking about the guest list?
We're always interested in trying to reflect a cultural moment and what we feel is happening at the world at any given time.
Do you find, Anna, you're getting calls from people you haven't heard from in years?
Well, my phone is on mute.
And how do you handle the request? And how do you, because I would imagine there are some hurt feelings with people that say, Anna, how could I not come? How could you not let me in? How do you handle
I
that?
mean, obviously, every year is different, and we try and curate the guest list in a way that makes sense for whatever the theme of the exhibition is. And every year we try and make it different and have different people come. So obviously there's always next year.
The exhibition you just got a little snippet of opens to the public this Friday at the Met. And I encourage everybody, because as much as we like the razzle and dazzle of what's going to happen on the red carpet tonight, that's always exciting. The main reason, as both Andrew and Anna stressed, was about raising money for this glorious institution. And it is really, really dazzling. So this Monday, listen, I'm leaving here and flying right back to New York. But guess what? None of us are going tonight. We can all take there's always next year approach. But
I appreciated your question.
I love talking to both of them, because they were
both wonderful. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that Andrew's living his dream, and you put the question to Anna about the guest list, and she answered it by saying, "My phone is on mute."
Yes, I know. She's a smart girl, that Anna Wintour, because the legend goes that Anna approves the guest list and the guest of the guest. And when I asked her that, she said, "No, Gayle, it's a team effort." I go, "I'm going to take that as a yes." It's always a very fun event. Always.
It sure is. All right, Gayle, thanks for getting up with us.
Yeah.
All right.
Get some rest.
Get some sleep. We'll see you again
Oh, no.
tomorrow.
Back tomorrow.
Heading to the airport. Bye.